Hey everyone, it's roasting hot here in the British Isles.
Oh, Bernie hotness.
But we have a prize that's even hotter. What have we got, Justin?
We've got the Wayward 8 for Wild West Exodus. Ooh. This is a mercenary box of some of our favourite sci-fi characters. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
We're not giving this away. Do we have to give this away?
No. Sam, give it. Give it. Guys, comment below on Facebook, YouTube, or beastsofwar.com for your chance to win this epic prize.
Hey everyone, it's damn hot in the studio today.
You can see the sweat running down my face, guys. It's not even funny.
I wouldn't say it's hot in here, but I think two hobbits did just go by and throw a ring in here.
Oh, Sam, no. Where the hell did you get that?
Facebook.
And you thought to repeat that? Even though it's a joke from Facebook. Dude, don't repeat jokes from Facebook.
Hey, it could have been worse. There's worse places to go to get jokes on the internet.
Okay.
Anyway,
on with the show.
Coming up, we are talking about the 40k Imperial boards, Imperialis.
Yep. We're talking about the new Space Wolf Flyer.
Yes, we've got some interesting things to say about that.
You've got some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we've got new releases from Dropzone Commander with the Resistance, hence
the table.
Yep. And we've also got a very cool Kickstarter, which I'm really excited about, from Infamy Miniatures.
Infamy! They've all got an infamy.
No, they have it in for him.
In for my wallet, anyway.
And we continue our movie chat.
Oh, yes.
Because last week we were talking about Planet of the Apes. Now we've all seen it, so stay tuned for that.
But first, as the weather is glorious, we thought we would experiment with some gaming outside. Mm-hmm. And when you're going gaming outside, you need to be portable.
Yep, you need to be light and fast and transportable.
But I think we
got in my car.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we got in your car. Well, we'll be getting in your car.
Okay, let's see how we get on. Hey, everybody. Gaming outside. Let's try it out. Let's see how we can do on a sunny day like this, gaming outside. We've just arrived. We've got all our stuff in the car. Justin's still in the car. Look at this poor sod. Jammed in the back of a C1.
Let me out of here. It's roasting. Let me out of here. It's roasting.
Are you all right in there?
Look, it's getting hot in here. Let me out.
Quick, Sam.
Take off all my clothes.
Back up and let's see how much stuff's crushing him in there.
God. Let me out.
Are you sure you want out?
Yes, I want out. I'm dying here.
Well, let me describe what we've got in here first. Come on back around here, Sam.
God's sake.
We've got a 4th War gaming table set just here. We've got some camera equipment here. We've got a bag of minis here.
And you have a Justin who's about to die.
Okay. Maybe we should let Justin out at this point. But let me give you a quick view again of where we're going to shoot. We're going to be shooting down over there, so we'll be back in a minute. Okay. Don't worry, Justin. I will save you. I will save you. No. Give me the other stuff. I've got stuff in the boot to get. Really? Yeah. That's fine. Right, okay. Come on out. Shut the door and put back what we don't need. Okay, we finally let him out of the car. Let's see what we've got. Sam, quick. Let's see. Justin, what have we got?
All right, first up, you need your terrain. We've then brought our Warzone Resurrection stuff. In this one, we brought a little Dust Tactics and some Infinity. Oh, so much stuff.
Right. Then I think it's about time we got moving on down. What do you think, Justin?
Let's game.
Okay. So here we are, on location. This is where we've picked to game today. And what a day it is! The sun is beaming down!
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? I've got pale flesh. I burn easily, man. Why did you make me do this?
It's no problem. We've got Factor 30. Justin packed it, didn't you?
Wait, what?
You did pack the Factor 30.
No.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
right.
That's going to be some Red Lobsters playing tonight. Oh well. Anyway, let's get a quick look of where we are. If I move over here, down there is Castle Rock Beach. A nice beach it is too. It's like I don't know, what is it, a mile of pure sand? I have no idea, but it's good. Beyond that, I don't know if we can edge over here without falling over. Beyond there, in the background, is Portrush, and beyond that, Port Stewart. Or no, it's Port Stewart and then Portrush. 2 seaside beaches, 2 seaside towns, and then over this direction, it really is a good spot this, isn't it? Behind me is the coastline of Donegal, no less. And then out there, in the deep dark blue, is the Atlantic Ocean. Anyway, that's enough sightseeing. Let's get on with gaming. Let's get there. Hey, here we are, we're getting set up. I think we've encountered our first problem.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get our first game of our long-awaited Dust Tactics game on that we've been
The
building.
one that you've been promising me. I didn't bail, you bailed.
I promised you 2 weeks now, Field. We're trying now, but we have a problem.
Yeah, what's all this stuff doing sitting on top? Get it all off so we can actually play on the map.
Whoa, wait,
What? What's the problem?
Stop moving, stop. This is going to blow away.
Oh, of course.
The paper is going to blow away.
And our boxes! Catch our boxes! Don't let them go! It's all right, cameraman.
That's the first problem is,
Okay.
well, that. Quite simply that. We're going to go away, we're going to try something else.
Okay, well,
And see if we can get a game on outside.
Yeah, I suspected that this would be the problem with these mats that came with tosses.
Right, let's be clever and re-weight these so that we can finish talking to everybody.
You would spend half your day just trying
Chasing
to hold
after
them
your
down,
gaming mat.
or taping them down, which is kind of it kind of breaks the point in being able to go mobile and game outside if you have to start taping it down.
Yeah, right.
So what we're going to try.
Plan B.
Okay, you mentioned a plan B.
Yep.
Is this it? Is this plan B?
This is plan B. This is the ultimate plan. I think it's going to work perfectly. So, let's get this rolled out.
I've got a good feeling about this. Will it blow away? Will it be stable? Let it go. Just let it go, Justin.
I have to straighten it up. Perfect.
Ta-da!
But it's not squared, so we can't play Dust Tactics. We could play Dust Warfare.
Doesn't need to be. Oh, you mean it doesn't have squares? Yes, we
Yeah.
can't play that. But let it go. Let's see. It's getting windy.
Oh,
Oh no! It blew away.
but even a little bit of blue tack with that. A little bit of blue tack and that'll be fine.
I think
Hang on, I have a better idea.
we are getting closer though. I mean,
Terrain.
a combination of
Terrain.
this table,
Yeah,
this mat.
yes, terrain.
You think terrain?
I think if we had the terrain down on this, it might work.
I still think we're going to end up taping some of the corners.
Taping or blue tack, and we'll see.
Tape.
Right,
But the
stay.
thing about this mat, I think this will take a little bit of masking tape, whereas the other like
You'll
paper
start tearing your paper
paper
apart.
mats wouldn't take it. Whereas this will. So I'm getting excited. I think we can game outside.
Okay, I think we're getting close to it. Let's get the terrain on and see what we get.
Okay, Justin's right. Terrain might make all the difference, as well as taping it. So let's see what we've got. We've got some old crates, AT-43 jobbies, and we have the Micro Art Studio buildings we had from last week. So, Justin, let's get a look at what we're doing here. Now, if we put these towards the corners, this may well save us a bit. But we can't do that. We still need to play in around the buildings. So I think first lesson is yes, this is good. The fourth war tables are standing up to being buffeted around in the wind. These buildings are helping out, but we really should have brought some tape. What do you think, Justin?
I think that's we're going to call that a bust
What?
for this attempt.
It's not a bust. We are
For this attempt,
we
we're
are
close.
totally gaming outside. Look, it's not blowing away.
We're close, but I think we should call it a bust on this one.
Absolutely
Unless you wanna give
not.
it a try.
Let's get the minis out.
All right, get the minis.
Okay, miniatures. What have we got here, Justin? What have you brought?
All right, we've got myself and Sam's Warzone Resurrection. So we have my Cybertronic in this box.
Yeah.
and we have Sam's Dark Legion in this box.
Now, I recognise Sam's Dark Legion because we were looking at this stuff last week.
Yep.
But what in the God's name is this?
I done goofed.
What have you done to these?
I done goofed. Basically, I took a crappy spray paint.
Come in,
in, and Sam, and have a look. I took a crappy spray paint to them, and it went down really, really horrible. And I mean super horrible.
Oh, it's super dusty.
It's not just super dusty. Feel the texture on it. Paint should not have a texture like that. It's just wrong.
It feels like you've made them out of stone.
Again, for terrain, it might be a cool effect, but these guys are going in the devil.
Whoa, it's
and
windy.
Don't send my miniatures flying, god damn you.
Right, let's try them out. Now, the purpose of getting the miniatures out is we want to know, on a windy day like this, that's still sunny, super sunny,
Yeah, will they blow away?
can we play with plastic? Well, these aren't plastic, they're resin.
These are resin.
But a similar weight. Let's put some out. Sam, you're looking nervous there when I'm laying out your minis on the table here.
Don't lose
Are they going to stay there, or are they going to the Great Atlantic?
I don't know. I think
So far, this is pretty successful. As we lay more and more out because we're getting confident, and then one big gust takes them all out.
Well, there's mine sitting on the top of buildings, completely up and in the wind, and I'm not too worried here. I think we could maybe get away with this.
That's metal. We're not putting that out yet.
Yep, I have 2 metal minis. That's for something else later in the show. But yeah, I think we're okay.
Okay, I have nothing to say. I thought by now these minis would be blowing away all over the place, and that would give me the easiest cut to go, let's get metal minis on this table, but so far nothing's happened.
Yeah, I think resin or metal, you're going to be okay outside, guys.
Playing outside is actually plausible, yeah.
It is plausible. It's just a few minor details and you'll be fine. Also, sunblock.
Yes, it is very, very hot out here, and lots of drinks. So, do we need to get the metal miniatures out?
I don't think we do.
I actually don't think we do. I think we've proven that gaming outside these days with the likes of these fourth war tables, this mat, some terrain, even these miniatures that aren't very heavy, I still think you should weight them down.
It might
to be
just
sure,
the
I
weight of
think
paint that I put onto mine.
To be sure, I think metal well, it might be the weight of paint now that you mention it, but to be sure, I think metal miniatures are the way to go out, or weighting your bases.
Yeah, well, if you take like a 1p, split it in half, and just stick it in there, job's a good one.
Right. Well, on that note, I think it's time to say back to the studio. Okay, say it. I got to say back to the studio. You know, Top Gear style.
Whoa, Top Gear. Okay. James May, Richard Hammond.
What?
Why am I the hamster?
Because you're short.
Oh, well, maybe.
And you are the Captain Slow of Beast of War.
I am not. You're picking on me because I like trains.
And so does James May.
Right, so you've been sorted. I've been sorted. Warren must be. Oh no.
Clarkson.
No.
He is Clarkson. He is enough of a yob.
A yob.
Yeah.
Clarkson is not a yob. He's a man of distinction.
Post below.
Wait a minute. That leaves one person.
Yeah, I know. What?
He's the Stig.
What? Well, at least
You're not
a
Justin. You're not.
I get to be the cool one.
No way. You're not. It's not because you're cool.
Yeah.
It's because you're half bald. You are practically bald. We should bick his head, paint it white, get some fancy sunglasses on, and then you would be Beast of War Stig, and you're never allowed to say anything ever again. That would be a big improvement.
I could live with that.
Anyway, gaming outside. Look at us. I think we're looking a bit red.
Just a tad.
You haven't stopped sweating.
Yeah, I haven't. Literally, it's just rivers down the side of my head. I damn near need a squeegee. You know,
How do you think I feel like? It's like I'm wearing a woolly hat with this.
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay, it's decision time, right?
Yeah.
Gaming outside, is it a yay or a nay?
Yay, with a couple of caveats.
A couple of caveats. What do you think, Sam?
I think it's a yay just for the sight of Justin squished in the back of my car.
I think it's a hell yeah.
Right, my caveats are, make sure you have a way to secure your table down.
Yeah, we kind of goofed up
Yeah,
there.
we did.
I thought the mat alone would be heavy enough that it wouldn't blow away. I thought the paper mats would just go, and they did.
Well, it's paper. The other one is a little bit heavier.
The paper ones just blew out all over the place, and we're sitting putting things down, trying to hold them.
It's funny because right after we'd stopped filming and we'd said that the plastic miniatures and everything worked fine, then the wind picks up.
Yeah, the wind picks up and it starts to actually lift that MicroArt Studio mat, which is heavy enough in its own right.
Yeah, I thought the mat would have stayed down on its own.
So I'm thinking a little bit of blue tack in beneath it, or
I'm
bit of masking tape.
thinking masking tape, like I said in the video. Masking tape, just on the corners.
Yeah.
Then the weight of it's actually going to, because it's just on the sides where the wind catches it, like you say.
It goes in under it. So even if you had maybe 4 points on each side,
Yeah, and then
so corner, 2 in the center would hold it.
so the tables, perfect,
Tables were
great.
excellent.
no problem.
No
Yeah,
problems at all.
and for anyone that's wondering, those are from Fourth War.
Yeah, they're sort of cardboard tables, and you just pop them up.
Yeah, they're the transportable tablers, or tablers.
Tables.
Words, thingies, stuff. Sorry, they're transportable tables.
Yeah.
They also have fold-out stools.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh.
Well, we have to try some of
Fantastic.
them
Yeah.
because we were missing somewhere to sit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And you guys have actually tested the table weight with me on top.
Yes, exactly. We
Yeah.
stuck Justin on
I,
top.
I remember seeing
Yeah,
the video.
everyone had a good giggle at that one. But
Yeah, so
if that holds you, the stools will hold as well. Although I'm not sure if I would trust Warren on one of them.
Well, there's only one way to
maybe
find
test
out,
it.
isn't there?
We'll maybe test it.
Yeah, so table is a big
Table,
thumbs
big
up.
yes. Big yes for the
The
table.
mat, I would say, is a big thumbs up.
Yeah, I would say
With
about an
something
8
to
out of
hold
10.
it down.
8 out of 10.
Terrain.
Terrain worked fine.
Yeah,
it
no-
was
no problems
It
with
was
the
the hard
terrain.
foam stuff from MicroArt Studio
Yeah.
we were using. It was fine. We also had a couple of little plastic cargo containers that we got.
Yeah, old AT-43 starter box jobbies.
Yeah, those things actually came up a treat. You know, whenever we had got them. But what else? The actual resin minis.
Yeah, I'm going to
work
move on
fine.
to the minis now, yeah.
Resin minis work fine. Metal minis will work even better.
He says the resin minis look fine. Have a look at this.
No, they work fine. I didn't say look fine.
When we'd finished filming, like Sam said, boom, blowing all over the place. You guys
Yes,
are
but
sitting trying to...
that was the mat raising up. It wasn't the actual minis blowing away.
I'm still going to say metal minis.
I
And that pains me because I hate metal minis.
actually like metal minis.
And maybe it'll be a good one for tank battles, you know, big chunky minis.
Big tanks.
After all, Warlord are coming out with their new Tank War supplement. Maybe
that
that'll
could
be
be
one
fun.
for outside
That could be
gaming.
fun. I've actually been talking to John about that. He wants to have a full Irish regiment of tanks. I think it's something like 28 mil tanks. Ridiculousness.
Okay,
Fair enough.
let's draw it back to what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yep. Gaming outside.
Gaming outside. Top tip.
Sunblock.
I was going to say, don't forget the living sunblock, Justin.
Yeah. Look, I'm a little bit red.
A little bit. Look at me.
Yeah. People are waiting for you to turn green at the moment.
Justin, if we don't look red enough in this, in post, make us look really red.
I'll play about with the colours, don't worry.
Right, so yeah, we had great fun
Yeah.
gaming outside. Now, the thing about
we
gaming
found
outside...
the perfect location
it
as
is,
well.
it is brilliant.
Yeah, that's just a nice little out of the way spot. You don't have anyone in a thong behind you, you know, there's a bigger fella in a thong behind you. Yeah.
But Warren's not here. He wouldn't have been in the video.
And you complain about us scarring you.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Revenge is
Yeah,
sweet.
but the location was great.
Location was
The
perfect.
great thing about that is we were shooting down near Castle Rock Beach,
Yeah.
and it's basically a stone's throw from here.
Yeah.
If I threw a stone from here, I'd probably hit the big thonged guy. We're so close.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, you had some great views out there as well, because you could see across to Portrush, across to Donegal, and right out into the North Sea.
And we don't often get to go outside in weather like that.
That's
We
true.
really don't.
You see, this is one of the things I wanted to briefly talk about, right? When it comes to gaming outside, it's not something we would normally consider over here. But maybe in the States or Australia, you know, there's a big wargaming community in both those countries.
Yep.
Generally, we are led to believe that the weather is amazing.
Yeah, they will have the weather for this.
Yeah. Do you guys game outside? I mean, is that a
Is that
thing
a
that you
thing?
guys
Yeah.
can do?
Please
Worth
tell
looking
us.
into.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's rare for us to go outside and see that big fiery ball in the sky.
But that big yellow burny thing that I don't like.
Yes.
Anyway, I
Yep.
think we'll move on. We'll take a break, and then
Alright.
we're coming back to talk some 40K. Okay, time to talk 40K.
Yep.
We're going to start off with the Sector Imperialis boards.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
GW now have a painting tutorial up for it.
Yes, I watched the painting tutorial. Someone commented, he's like, oh, it's competition for Hobby Lab. And I was like, yeah, I'm watching it right now. I'm not worried.
I will say, it is nice to have that nice big sci-fi backdrop that you can just drop down on the table. Yes, you have a bit more work to do it than, say, one of the rollout mats, but it could be nice.
Yeah. There is a lot of detail going on that board. So it does look okay when it's fully painted and everything, so that is effective.
The board tears me in half.
Yeah.
On one half, I'm thinking, yeah, this is great.
Yep.
Like Justin says, wham, bam, put some of them down,
Yep.
paint them up, and all of a sudden, whoa, look at this.
Yep.
And on the other half, I'm sitting thinking, they've gone to the extremes.
Yep.
Yeah. It's very cluttered.
That's the word.
problem.
For example, we often talk about Games Workshop and his love of skulls.
Yep.
There's been some comments online, things like if it's a surface that you're walking on, why are there archways that look like doors? Why didn't they come up
Yes.
with a different pattern like circles or hexagons or
Yes.
something like
Why
that?
does it look as if half a cathedral is sitting on its side?
I have to agree with that.
Yeah.
I know it's the style that they've got. They're saying this is the style. I mean, if you look in history, like graves and things, they come in those sorts of shapes, and they're pretty
Yeah,
much
the
lying
big
flat.
slabs, yeah.
But it's
Yeah. But that isn't something you're expected to be walking across.
no, that's what threw me. For example, last week we were talking about it, and I said it looked like they're standing on the side of a building.
Yeah.
That's why it looked like they were standing on the side of a building.
Yeah, although I do notice there are roads on this board.
Yes.
Which makes a big difference.
Which is great.
It makes a big difference because any home board I've ever seen doesn't really have roads on it, so those rules are never really used.
What are you talking about? Look at this board, covered in roads.
This is not something your everyday gamer will have right off the bat.
Well,
if they watch Hobby Lab.
Watch Hobby Lab.
Well, whenever they do watch Hobby Lab and see how it's done, they probably will.
Exactly. So, I mean, your choice is you can go out and buy stuff like this, or
Yep.
you can make it yourself.
Yeah, well, I mean, like,
I'm
I
not
would say-
saying you shouldn't buy the stuff and you should make it yourself. I have more to say on the matter. I'm just saying it's an option.
Yeah, well, honest opinion, I would prefer that.
Okay.
Honest opinion.
I'm, like I said, torn. Here's my problems. Let me just get out my problems with them. Okay. So there's a 2x2.
Yep.
You slot them together.
Yep.
That's great. You can make different formations of the road and stuff.
Yep.
That's great.
Yeah.
I like the fact that there's a road. I'm not sure of the styling of the road. It's in little sections, which is cool, but they're such big metal separators.
Yeah.
I'm sitting thinking, hold on a minute. I'm the Imperium. I've built these roads. Now I'm going to drive over them in tanks and things. I'm going to wreck these roads because there's so many big metal bits that are just going to get flattened by
All the
tanks.
speed bumps.
They would just destroy
Speed bumps.
them.
That's what it's like. It's like
Yeah.
going down a road full of speed bumps.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't
Well,
know. I think.
Wait, let me. I've got more stuff to say.
Go.
The sidewalks.
Yes.
Did you even realize there were sidewalks?
No, I didn't.
Yes, I did. Although they're kind of samey.
Let's pick up on Sam's. It's not the stone. The stone is not the sidewalks.
No.
No, the metal cross-hatched grating parts are supposed to be the sidewalks.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Right. So there's the road part
Yeah.
in sections
Uh-huh.
with a gutter then on the outside of that, which I love. I love the fact that they've included a gutter.
Okay.
You know, so they've done some really nice stuff. Metal road, fair enough.
Is this supposed to be like a hive city or something?
No,
It's just generic Imperial sector.
concrete stone gutters.
Okay.
One of the two.
Yep.
Then you have your path. Now, normally when you're looking at it, you wouldn't think path, because what it is, it looks basically it's a box
Yeah.
with a crossed beams in it,
Right.
and it's metal, and it's bumpy, and it's rough. You're not going to walk on that. The whole point of a footpath is it's flat and smooth, and you can walk on it.
Yeah.
Not that you're tripping up every fart's end on something that's this height.
Yeah, and I suppose
The amount of claims they must get.
if you're some little manufactoria drone that does, I don't know, 15-hour shifts in a factory, and you're coming home to your little hab, walking, dragging the feet, dunk, dunk.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that there's so many Xenos and stuff running around in the 40k universe is because they're too busy dealing with their admin. I tripped on your path. Why can you not make a flat path?
Now there is a comic strip I would love to see.
Have you had a work-related injury in your hive city?
But that,
Yes, the bureaucracy of the administratum trying to deal with a injury claim.
yeah,
You'd never get anywhere. You'd be about 200 before your claim would even be filed.
that's it. But I think we've hit my main gripe. Okay, it's not the arches. I can put that down to being that's a stylistic thing. That's the architecture.
So you're saying
I can deal with the roads and sectors because they paint it up in their painting video, and it looks really nice the way they painted it.
yeah.
They use a different wash per section, and it gives it a nice, difference as it goes
It
along.
looks down, dirty, grungy.
But then he comes to actually doing what he then says is the footpath.
Mm-hmm.
At which point I went, "That's the footpath,"
yeah.
and it's all bright. It's all bulk on metal, basically, all brushed to the nines. And I thought, "There's no way you could walk on that." For
Okay.
starters, like I said, you would trip.
Right.
And you would get sick and tired of listening to the clinking. Clink, 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 clink,
in
clink,
other
clink,
words,
clink.
the whole-
And they're not very wide.
Yeah, the whole thing is very impractical in design.
Yes, it's gone a bit haywire. It's forgetting. They haven't looked at it from a point of view of saying, let's make something. I'm going to say something stupid here.
Okay.
I'm going to say, let's make something realistic. Okay, Space Marines is all fantasy, it's all
Yes,
sci-fi.
but there's a certain amount of realism to allow you to believe in something fake.
Exactly. And when we were making this, here's our paths here.
Yep.
It's basically stone paths on the outside, and they're wide enough to walk on. And then here's our road section.
Yep.
You understand it. When you look at it, you know what you're looking at. Hence why when you say, oh, you didn't even realise there's paths there.
No, it didn't.
Yeah. I will say one thing that those battle boards do win out on over something like this. They are infinitely more mobile, easier to move around because you can pack them up. They come in a carry case. They come in a bag. So far easier to get around than a massive board like that.
Hence, it's another reason why I'm torn on whether I like them or don't like them. For the points you've just come up with, wouldn't they have been great today down the beach?
Yeah,
they would have been very good.
They're not going to blow away.
My own major gripe for it would be it's too specific. It's too geared toward the Imperial player.
No, because
If you're an Eldar player, you're not going to go out and pick that up for
But you can't
your guys.
you can't half-ass it. You
I know.
can't do something that's so mediocre that nobody wants it.
Aye, too generic, yeah. I suppose.
That's the problem.
I suppose. It's a design choice. They've
know.
made it. Some will love it, some won't.
Exactly. What
you-
they've done is they've just made it too exaggerated. It's
fair
just
enough.
too in your face.
Yeah, I'd say if you're going to pick up one of the battle boards, pick up their previous one, which is far more multi-purpose in its design.
The
Yeah,
one that you can
the hilly
use.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say don't pick these up. I mean,
It's personal preference. If you like it, go get it.
I think it's a case of one day you'll want to play on it, and then maybe the next day you'll think, it's a bit busy, I'll not play on it today. When you put the overall effect together, okay, they've laid out pictures of like a whole set you can buy for like 500 quid.
Yeah, with all the terrain and stuff.
Yeah.
500 quid, that's
Yeah.
commitment there.
Well,
But when they lay them out and they paint it all up, you are getting something that you can look at and go, I'm playing on White Dwarf.
yeah, but whenever you pick up that amount of stuff, you will just be blinded by a wall of plastic, so be careful of that.
But if you're going to spend that amount of money, what could you not build yourself?
I suppose.
Hence why I say again, I'm completely torn by this product. I absolutely love it. I love the concept of it. I love things like the gutters. I actually, as much as I complained about the road and the little metal segments, I'll overlook it and say, I like the road. It's got even manhole covers and things.
Yeah, it's got good attention to detail.
And it's got some of the manhole covers that are actually off, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And it's got bits of it that are broken down in and stuff. It's really nice until you get to points like the path, where I just think it loses the plot.
So it's just in the details.
Yeah.
It's got good attention to detail, but some of the details are silly.
Yes. That's the problem.
It seems to be a trend for Games Workshop at the minute because some of the stuff they're doing at the minute does feel a bit cartoony, a bit over-exaggerated.
Well, yeah, that's the setting.
I know, no, but it feels like a design shift for me. Because some of the older stuff, it was a bit more realistic, a bit more grungy, and now it just feels as if it's getting a little more cartoony with some of their design options.
It feels like there's stronger visual identity guides being laid out. You know,
Possibly.
You're doing Space Marines,
Yeah.
tick this box, tick this box, tick this box. You're doing Chaos, tick this box, tick this box, tick this box.
Yeah.
It just feels, I don't know, maybe they have less design flexibility because they're meeting a criteria that's been set out and saying, this is the visual style.
So here's your brief. It's a bit more ironclad than we used to do.
Maybe. I don't know. But I do think they went over the top, which is unfortunate. If they, the only thing that would fix it for me, I'm going to sound like a broken record, is the paths. They've got stone on it.
Okay, guys, I'm going to say...
Why didn't they just make the path stone, like the little bit of stone beside it? I think if they'd done that, sweet.
Okay, Lloyd, I have a question for you. I sent you a little image to see if it would drive you insane on Skype a few days ago. Now, it was just a sentence that read, "This will drive anyone who is a designer insane." And it's a little paragraph, and on one of them, it has a single space before the word. Did that drive you nuts? Did it just look wrong and off to you?
Well, I knew you were sending it to me for a joke. But yes, if someone had done that, I'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And it wasn't just that one space was off. It was just all over the place. It was a hodgepodge. Anyways, anybody got any more comments on this?
Not about this.
I would say make your own decision on it. We're torn on it, but if you yourself like it and think you'll have fun playing on it, go grab it.
Yeah.
It's the easy way to put it.
I'm not saying I have one more point. I'm not saying it's too expensive or anything like that.
No. We haven't even mentioned price on it.
Well, we talked about 500 quid for the whole set.
Yeah, that's a big
That's a
single
bundle
set.
That
deal.
includes
so
the
that's
buildings
different.
and everything.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Part of me likes it from the point of view that you get the look. We are the Imperium.
Yeah, you get that nice, easy backdrop.
And then the other part of me looks at that and says, well, part of the hobby is making this sort of stuff. It should be making this sort of stuff. Yeah. If your hobby is only collecting miniatures and buying plastic kits as they come, you're missing out. You really should be making some stuff too.
Yes,
To be fair, that's my hobby. I don't really make terrain.
You're missing out.
here's the flip side
I
to
just
it,
don't have
though.
the time.
If
Or
you
even
are someone
the
just
skill.
coming into the hobby, right?
I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. I'm just saying you're missing out.
Right, well, let me say this. If you're just coming into the hobby, you have no hobby skills whatsoever. You've just picked up your first box of Space Marines. What would you rather try and do? Just pick up something that's pre-done and easy for you, or go out and learn to do that? What's the easy payoff?
It's a good point, that. I mean, we have to remember enjoyment factor here.
Enjoyment factor and skill level.
So, I mean, if I was...
If you're a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah, let's say I was 12 again.
Yep.
I'm building stuff now that would no way I would have built when I was 12.
Exactly.
Yeah, when I was 12, the terrain I was making was ziggurats made out of shoe boxes.
For a few reasons. I wouldn't have had the workshop.
Yep.
I wouldn't have had the tools. And I wouldn't have had the money.
And you wouldn't have been allowed to use the tools.
I wouldn't have been allowed to use the tools. Well, how little you know. When I was like 5, I was in my back garden with a chisel and hammer. I was breaking up all the paving stones because I was trying to make crazy paving out of our path.
Why?
And
Did your parents even know?
Were
you just going, this is not design worthy, I must make it better?
Yeah, they knew, because they came back and found me smashing up the paving.
Right.
And they took a photo of me smashing up the paving. I'm just sitting there. I'm like 5. I'm totally blonde for some reason. When I was a kid, I was like blonde.
No, well, so was I.
And there I am, bang, bang, just smashing stuff up. So yeah, I may have been allowed to use the tools. Probably because I would have used them out of sight. But I wouldn't have had any finance to actually do this stuff. And if I'd gone to my parents and said, I need this, this, and this, it's easier for parents just to go, he's asked for this battle set thing.
Yeah, it's an easy
Merry Christmas,
payoff.
happy birthday,
Yeah.
here you go.
Yeah, it's the easy payoff.
Right. I think we'll move on.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll move on.
Let's move on. Space Wolves, what is it? Stormfang Flyer.
Stormfang Flyer, yes.
This has had mixed reception.
The space boot,
Yeah.
or storm boot, or whatever you want to call it.
When I first seen it, I thought, ugh.
I looked at it and went, didn't Forge World do that?
Yes, you said
Yeah.
Forge World did that.
Yeah, they did a very similar thing for their Heresy series.
But what
I
was
think
it?
it was a double-hulled one.
I haven't. Oh, that's what that was.
Yes.
The whole idea is, I believe it's supposed to be something used for boarding actions in space, where they basically just ram straight through into the opposing ship.
Yeah, well, it comes in a transport option.
Yeah, there's
Yep.
2 options.
And there's the shooting, flying option.
Yep.
So when you're in transport mode, you can fit 16 troops in it.
Or 8 Terminators.
Or 8 Terminators.
So that would be Logan Grimnar, 5 Terminators, and a couple of Rune Priests.
So, they're all sitting in this compartment. Does it just ram into things, or how do...
I don't know. It just seems to be a flyer on the board. So this is going to be a big threat.
Yeah.
Because basically, say I loaded in 16 Blood Claws into that and sent it bombing up the field.
Yeah.
My opponent cannot ignore that. He has to shoot that down or face the pain of the Blood Claws assaulting out, because it has an assault ramp.
Yeah, and the good thing is, if he does choose to shoot at it, it's a relatively hard target with 12 armor
It's got
12 all
armor
round.
12 all round. So
Which is not, obviously it's not the highest armor.
It's also got...
but from all directions, it's reasonably well protected.
Yep.
It's
and
also
Soundpoint.
got a special armor rule, I believe, ceramite armor, which means that melter weaponry isn't as effective against
It
it.
negates the extra D6 you get on melta weaponry for
Well, that's
having
quite
ceramite
nice, isn't
blade.
it?
You remember what melta used to be like whenever we used to play? It was just you going, no, my vehicle, again!
No, take that away, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, 2 OP, 2 OP, no! The other cool thing about it is, whenever you switch to the other mode, the gun mode,
Yes.
you don't lose all of your transport capacity.
Now, when in gun mode, you've got that Hellfrost cannon.
Yes.
That's the thing. So there's two varieties.
Yes.
Like we said, there's the troop transporting part.
Yep.
And then there's this sort of flying, shooting.
Stormwolf
arrangement.
is your transport mode. Stormfang is your shooting mode.
And then in Stormfang, you have the Frost cannon,
Yes.
the
And you
Hellfrost cannon.
Yes.
That's the big thing that's in the middle of its hull.
Yeah, that's the big gun. If you look at the front of the thing, you'll see on one of them it has an assault ramp, which
Yeah.
looks like it should be on a Land Raider.
Yeah.
On the other one,
because
it's
it
a
just
gun.
drops and you assault out.
Yeah, it drops. You have plenty of room to jump out through. Whenever you switch to the Stormfang, you're losing 10 troop slots, so you still have room for 6 guys in there.
Can you fit Terminators?
Terminators take up 2 slots, so possibly.
Does that mean you have 3 Terminators?
Possibly. But you're also losing the assault ramp. So whenever you do go across the board, you're not jumping out and straight into combat. You're jumping out, standing and shooting.
So it's basically flying,
trade-off.
Flying Rhino with a big gun.
Well, it's better armor than a Rhino with less capacity. It would be kind of like a Razorback that was
Yeah.
flying. But no, the actual Hellfrost cannon has a very cool rule. When a model suffers 1 or more unsaved wounds from this weapon, it must pass a separate strength test for each wound suffered or be removed from play. That negates Eternal Warrior, because it's removed from play, not you are wounded, you die. So it's doubling up on the damage you're taking. So, oh look, I passed my 2-up save. Yeah, try that again on your strength.
So what you're saying is this is really effective game-wise. It's a good piece to have.
It should be effective
game-wise.
game-wise. The design of it, I'm not so sure of.
Okay. We've talked about the rules and stuff, and we've talked about its different configurations.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how it looks. Now, like I said, I thought, ooh, when I first seen it.
Yep.
And then I've looked at it a bit longer, and I've started to get into the feel of it. And how I'm just doing that is, I'm thinking about what is the visual identity of the Space Wolves.
Yep.
And
Well,
I'm
it's
thinking, there's
big, blocky, mean.
people out there saying, oh, I could make a less blocky spaceship with Lego bricks. As a comment on our website.
Ouch.
And I'm sitting
That's
thinking,
a zinger.
that stings a bit. But I'm looking at it and thinking, I understand the way it looks. There's just certain details that throw it for me. Okay? So the overall look of it, I'm actually coming around to and going, I understand why it looks like this. I will accept it for the way it looks. There's just little minor details, which I'll come to in a second, that is thrown it. What do you want to say, Sam?
I was just going to say, in terms of the look, I could get it for a zero atmosphere boarding action vessel.
Yeah.
I don't think it works in any way as an atmospheric flyer.
Doesn't need to.
It looks like a brick with wings.
It doesn't need to. Because
Honestly,
it's all anti-grav.
actually, I'm waiting to see someone do a conversion on it to actually put a good pair of wings on it.
Yes.
Because there are kits out there that GW has.
Doesn't need wings.
I'm just thinking for my own personal taste in the look
Because
of it.
when you first seen it, you went, what are those little stumpy wings there? It's never going to fly with those. I said, it doesn't need wings to fly. That's what the engines are for. It's basically brute forcing itself through the sky. The wings are there. They're not wings. They're just basically there
for the steering.
to steer it.
Okay. I don't know.
Flaps, basically.
I would just like to see someone convert it up with a nice pair of wings on it. That's the only thing that really gets it for me. I don't really mind it. Good pair of wings. It'll look like a big up armored Thunderbolt. It'll be fine.
But you get what I mean by it doesn't actually
I
need
get what you
wings
mean.
to fly.
You can find in the fluff your own thought for, well, that's how it would work. Like you see a land speeder skimming along the ground.
Yeah.
You just think, okay, well,
It doesn't have wings.
yes, but
But again, it
it's
has
got
little
the-
tiny flaps.
But this thing doesn't look like it could turn at all.
Yeah, and it actually,
Even with the
But it doesn't. It is an,
Even with the
it's an assault
stabilizers.
vehicle. It's basically
it's
their
a
version.
missile forward, hit,
No,
gone.
it's basically their version of a landing craft. So think Saving Private Ryan. They're all bombing to their objective.
Normandy
They're
landing
not
craft, I can
weaving
see it.
around all over the place. This has its job to do. It has to fly in there and deliver its troops, or it has to fly in there and blast the hell out of something.
True.
It's not there to whizzle around all over the table. Although someone will do that.
yeah.
Yeah, well, if you think, you'll probably see some Space Wolf players will pick up 3 of them, load them out with 3 full units of Blood Claws, and just have them munch up into the middle of the field and do a full-on assault
This is what
Space Wolf
concerns.
army.
This is what concerns me about it. I thought the Space Wolves were able to assault me far too quickly as it was, without assaulting me out of this flying fortress.
Honestly, I think the Space Wolves do shooting horrendously well as being able to do assault.
I know, and that just winds me up.
Yep.
I'm getting shot to death by them. I'm getting assaulted by them.
Yep.
And now they're lobbing a brick at you.
Yes, they're lobbing a brick. The flying brick.
Yeah.
Once we actually see these hit the table, are we going to hear cries of OP, nerf, OP?
Yeah, maybe. But I'm going to take us back to aesthetics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, last week I think we mentioned Dune.
Dune, yes.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Now, put your mind in that space.
In that space opera.
Yeah, that space. Think about the design of the ships in Dune.
Okay.
Some of them are really kind of harsh looking.
Yeah, but they're all spaceships.
I'm thinking of a different
Oh,
Dune.
no, they fly through the sky too.
Oh, the hoppers.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? So it's their design aesthetic. That's what it's matching.
Yeah.
Does that mean I agree with the design aesthetic? I'm not sure. I have some points. Okay? You described it as the flying brick. You've described it as the flying boot.
Stormboot.
I'm saying, yes, I'll accept the shape of it, but I have some qualms. Some things that annoy me about it. If it is so square looking,
Yep.
why does it need a rounded cabin? They should have made the cabin a bit more in your face, a larger two-seater sort of
A bit more
looking
brutal.
thing. With like some guys and some command, you know, I don't know, slots or something. It should look more like a truck almost, because it's no point in being so unaerodynamic looking, and then all of a sudden there's just a slopey cockpit stuck in the middle of it,
Right.
backing up onto was essentially a straight wall behind it,
The question I have is,
which is weird.
where the hell was the design for this? You know, because it's not new tech. It can't be new tech. So I'm waiting to see the backstory of this to see whether they've recovered an STC or something to actually build these, or if it's something that they've just had in the back of the Fang for a while and finally figured out how to repair.
I have no idea. I haven't finished. I have more to say.
Oh God, here we go, rant again. Rant.
Well, the problem with
Pray
it
continue.
is it's got these rockets near
Yep.
the cockpit.
Yeah.
What a terrible place to put them, right? They're going to fire out along the top of your own hull, scorching your own vehicle as they take off,
Right.
blinding your pilot because all he's getting is flame.
Right.
And there's the chance that they'll hit your own aircraft because there's so much of the body to clear before they were away.
Yep.
If you've seen Transformers, you
points.
know how the missiles go all over the place.
Okay, 3 points for you. Number one, it's not Transformers. These missiles will fly straight.
Okay.
They will be blessed to fly straight. Point number two, your pilot's eyes are going to be fine because it's probably going to be a Space Wolf flying it. I've read the fluff.
But what's the point of having a cockpit?
Point
Think
three.
about it, right? Here's cockpit, here's missile. Missile takes off.
Yep.
What happens to cockpit? It ends up blacked out windows. Can't see anything anymore.
Point three, it's all ceramite, so it's not going to burn.
It may not
best
burn,
ar-
but
it's the best armor in the
It may
Imperium.
not burn, but it's still going to get scorched.
I know. I don't know.
Am I wrong on this?
no, well,
Why
no.
didn't they put the missiles at the front?
Well, hang on, maybe it launches
they-
a little bit, turns
they
off,
fly-
drops, and then fires out.
No. Why didn't they put the missiles at the front? So they just flew
Sorry, that was perfect.
away.
It was just, here's a logical explanation. No! Brilliant.
So I'm coming around to the look of it. I just have these key problems. The
me,
cockpit
it
doesn't
needs
work for
wings.
me.
It needs
the rockets
wings.
don't work for me. He wants wings. I say it's fine without wings. It doesn't need no wings.
Honestly, I have my old Space Wolf sitting there. When this comes out, I'm tempted to pick one up and convert it with some nice wings and roll it out on the table to see how it plays.
Yeah. Now I had a little phone
see.
call
Yes?
to Mr. Warren.
Oh, Mr. Warren, who's lost in the woods right now doing his own take on the Blair Witch Project.
He still had time to look at this though,
Right?
and he quite likes it.
He likes it, really?
Yeah, he was. he looked
After
at it
the
and
whole
thought-
debacle with the Storm Toaster.
Yeah, but I think maybe like me, he's come around to the actual design aesthetic of the actual.
Well, maybe it's
You know, you understand.
it's not as radical a design as the Storm Raven was at the time.
Storm. I suppose my problem with it. No, well, I don't have a problem with it so much with this the Stormfang because it's shaped like the vehicle that it is. It is basically I am going to assault you. I'm not an airy fairy rounded
Yes,
thing.
I am
flying all over
a
the place.
missile on a mission. I am going forward. I am
I am a
blowing
mobile.
my load, and I'm done.
I'm a mobile tank.
Thank you for that, Justin.
Yep. Anyway, I think we've said enough about this because we're really just starting to repeat ourselves.
Fair enough.
I think, guys, what do you think?
Do they even need to tell us what they think? There's been like over 120 comments.
I want to hear what people think in this video about this after us having chatted about it and given our thoughts on it.
Do you have anything else to say?
Does it need wings?
Wait, have you anything else to say?
I would say the blockiness of it.
Yes.
Yeah, that does make it look sturdy. But I was just thinking, if it does get hit by any firepower at all, there's nothing to deflect it at all.
It doesn't matter,
just,
it's ceramite
boom.
armor.
Yes.
If the armor is strong enough, it doesn't need to worry about being flat
but
on.
tanks are still designed to deflect incoming fire, mate.
But not
Sloping
not
armor is only designed on some tanks.
Not
I mean,
not in the 40k universe.
Yeah.
And that is again, it's about the design aesthetics. It's the choice. It's the visual identity of the race.
yes, and it's also the fact that the armor is the best armor you can have. So why angle it whenever you don't need to? You know, why add an extra step to the design? Like, there's some tanks today that still have slab sides because the armor is so good that it doesn't matter. Like, hell, there's even a Russian one, I think it's the T-90, has explosive countermeasures strapped onto it.
But the key point is, that is the design aesthetic.
Yeah.
If Space Marine tanks looked all slopey and stuff,
Yeah.
it just wouldn't be Space Marine tanks.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
if Imperial Guard tanks were all slopey and stuff, some of them have slopes, like
Yeah.
the Bane Blades and things.
Yeah.
But a Lehman Russ, if it was all slopey, it wouldn't have the same feeling that it's got. I like that World War II-esque sort of
brutal
look.
feel. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I still just don't like this many.
Well, fair enough. I would say it could be okay. I think it needs conversion work. So I'm the lukewarm water in the middle.
Let's do a thumbs up. So you're gonna go. You're gonna go. And I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna accept it.
All right, and if anyone gets that reference, let me know.
Anyway, I think we'll take a break.
All right.
Hi again. We're back. What are we gonna do? We're gonna tell you who's been winning competitions.
Yep. So we've had 2 competitions recently running.
Yes.
One on last week's Weekender for the Fabled Realms buildings from Foreground, where you
What?
could win 8.
A massive prize that is.
Yeah, the 8 buildings from their new Fabled Realms.
It went entry mad.
Oh, gee. Oh. I think we got nearly 300 comments on Beasts of War alone.
And
Yeah.
we can now confirm
Not counting
they are,
YouTube. Not counting Facebook.
and we can confirm they are indeed pre-painted.
Yes, we can confirm that now. You were wrong.
I never said they
Oh,
weren't.
yeah, he was wrong about that. But then we could talk about the Battle of Gallipoli.
Yeah, I goofed on my my pronunciation.
Now let's get. Who
Anyway,
won?
the
Who
winner
won?
is Major Dutch. You are a winner. Congratulations,
Ta-da!
buddy. The other competition we've had.
Oh, wait. Major Dutch,
Yeah.
fill out your prize request form.
Yes. Click Contact Us in the top bar. Go to Claim Prize. That'll take you to a form that you fill in to get your prize. Right. Next up, Flames of War for the win. Open Fire starter set goes to Battlehawk. Congratulations, buddy.
Do the same. Fill out the
Yep.
request form at the top.
Yep. And you will have your prizes winging your way to you as quickly as we can.
We're gonna have to record Justin going da 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 da. Right. Moving on.
Yes.
Let's talk Dropzone Commander.
Yes, the
Let's talk
resistance.
Resistance.
Yes.
Hence why I couldn't resist putting the board out today.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see these. We're seeing more and more 3D renders coming out.
For anyone who doesn't know, the Resistance is the new faction that is currently being teased for Dropzone.
They're not being
Commander.
teased anymore.
Yeah. Well,
They're showing
we're
the
getting
full
previews.
3D renders now.
We're getting preview images of the miniatures.
Yes, but it is the full 3D renders
Yeah.
now. It's not sneak peeks where you're only seeing a big blown up part of one of them.
I'm with Justin on this. They've said,
Yeah.
we're not messing about anymore. Wham, look at this.
Yeah.
Wham, look at that.
Yes.
Wham.
Look how pretty it is. Look how shiny it is. Buy!
Yeah.
And I will be buying Resistance.
The background of these guys is that they're the humans who were left behind
Yes.
on planet Earth
who have
and have
been-
had to survive with whatever scavenged tech they can find.
It's scavenged tech. It's Mad Max tech. It's
Yeah.
insane. Have you seen the battle buses?
Yes, I have seen
my
it.
God, they're
I'm not that fond of them.
I love them.
The platform at the top is just
I love that
so
idea.
overbalanced on either side.
Yeah, but if you think
It overhangs.
they will not have very many tanks. They need something, and whatever they have, they need it to be the glass cannon
to hit hard before anything else can hit it and destroy it.
But they've got cool tanks.
Yeah, they have.
They
got
have
that.
cool tanks as well. They have that very cool half track, but that stuff's going to be very
But they've
rare.
actual tanks as well.
Yes, but that stuff is going to be very rare because that's Old Earth Defense Force stuff that they've
How do
kept
you
running.
know it's going to be rare?
I know it's going to be rare because I was in the Weekender where we had Dave from Hawk Wargames on
Right.
talking
He
about
knows why it's going to be rare.
Now it's my ball game.
Yeah, well, I'm liking them too. Originally, I thought Resistance is going to be the faction I'm definitely not going to go near. When I first seen them, I thought, nah, not for me.
My PHR may get retired in favor of the Resistance.
But the more I see of them, the more I'm thinking, ooh,
Yeah.
these could end up being my favorite faction.
Yeah.
I'm loving these guys. Shaltari are still my favorite, but I do love the rough and ready feel of them, especially because I like that they look to be very mobile. I mean, some of the more recent appearances have been bikers, which I
do
love the
have
idea
a bit
of them
of a
having
gripe
bikers.
about those, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay. Yeah,
We
they-
may as well talk about it
yeah,
now.
talk
We're
about
on
it now,
the
yeah.
topic of
Fine.
bikers.
I think the proportions on the human sculpts are a little bit off.
yeah,
Just a little bit.
we had a good comment from Dead Dave on the post saying that due to the way they're posed, they're going to shake they're
Yeah.
going to shake themselves to pieces by
Their
the end of
proportions
it.
actually kind of look like fantasy dwarfs a little
Right,
bit.
let me just say, 10 millimeter.
Yeah, I
You
know.
have to exaggerate.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
They're this size, Justin.
Yes, I know. They'll be about yay tall.
That means this tall in English.
Yes, yes. I'm speaking mild Irish. Leave me alone. Shut
So
up.
I think
Quiet you.
proportion-wise they're fine because you want
We'll see when they come out.
you don't want them looking like little blobs on bikes. You want them looking like people actually on bikes, and they do look like people on bikes.
Now,
I love the miniatures. It's the poses that people were talking about. Like, there's one guy arms straight out like that, but with a windscreen that he's going to eat if he ends up
if he
hitting
crashes.
anything. And
Yeah, but you get some actual motorbikes that are like that, where you will be eating the bloody plastic thing in front of you if you screw it up.
But it's 10 millimeter,
yeah,
right?
true.
So you've got a rather protruding windscreen. The reason is because it's tiny. You need to exaggerate some details.
True.
To actually
For
be able to
example-
see them. Yeah, fair enough.
The metal plates
Yeah.
that are on the side of things are ginormous if you scale them up to be proper size. They'd be massive, big, chunky
it would-
things
it
like
would
this
be like
thick.
filling a hole in the side of the Olympic when it crashed.
But at that scale, you have to do that. Otherwise,
I
you've
still love
nothing.
these. I still love the idea of having
My
these
favorite
bikers
mini
in
at the
them.
minute has to be the hovercraft.
I was
one?
going to say the hovercraft as well. It's like a troop transport thing.
There's two hovercrafts out at the moment.
Yeah,
Is there two coming?
Yes.
Yeah, there's two out.
Oh, well, then I don't know.
because there'll be a bigger and a smaller one.
But do they both do the same thing?
They do the same thing. It's transport capacity that changes because Dropzone Commander, everything, if it can fit 10
Yeah.
vehicles, you can actually fit 10 miniatures into it. It's all to scale.
I didn't realize it was going to be that big.
Well, if you look at the big one that they have out at the minute, they have one of the technical trucks beside it. I think it's the bigger one
Right.
sitting beside this, and it looks tiny next to it. This thing is going to be about yay square.
Means this big.
I'm sorry, I'm home. I'm picking up the linguistics. Shut up.
Well, the big one has a lot of guns on it as well, a lot of anti-aircraft guns by the look of it.
True.
But the one that has me excited is the appearance of drills.
Yes, this is a very cool ability they have.
I love the idea of these guys burrowing around in the undergrounds to get to where they need to be.
Yes, but the whole idea is they're setting up an ambush for this, you know, because those drills won't move fast underground. They've set up a predetermined ambush, say weeks in advance. They've planned this attack, and it's them just breaking through the last couple of meters and pouring out of the hole that this driller has made, which is a very cool idea. So that sort of makes up for the fact that they don't have drop ships.
Well, I'm liking the new spaceship thing. I
Yeah,
can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I know the exact one you're on about. There's a picture on screen now, guys, but
It
yeah,
looks awesome.
it's big, it's old Earth tech, but it looks great,
No, wait. Are we even talking about the same one? I'm not talking about the
Possibly.
one they previewed first.
right?
This flyer is more like a sleek-looking flyer.
Ooh, I've maybe not
with,
seen this one. I've maybe missed something, guys.
It's front
Oh yes, I know the one.
front
you're talking
swung
about.
wings.
right, I
stuff on
think
it.
I've missed this one. I think I
It
have
looks
missed this one.
awesome.
It does look very cool.
The question is,
Because this is what I like, right? When I was first seeing these things in battle bosses and stuff, I thought this faction's going to look a bit too ragtag for me. And then I seen this and I thought, okay, this faction's got some teeth. It's
Yeah.
not totally ragtag. They have found cool stuff as well. It's not just bosses. I thought they'd end up looking like just too Mad Maxy, but this took them into the realms of, I suppose, a bit Matrixy, and I suppose they've got like spaceships
Yeah.
and things
Well,
they
I
can
mean,
fly
like,
around in.
if you think about it, if you're living on this world that's been taken over by the Scourge and you have a piece of old Earth tech that's quite good in combat, you're going to be careful with it. You're going to hold it back as much as you can, keep it in working order as much as you can.
Yeah, I say spaceships, I mean like flyers and jets. And
Exactly,
things like that.
exactly. You know, but you are going to take care of these things. You're going to try and hold on to them. Because I think we're, 100 or 200 years into the future since the invasion.
Yeah, and then the half track
Oh,
also
yeah.
is kind of slopey looking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is great. I thought boxes was going to be the way forward, but no. It has nice, sleek
has some-
lines.
Yeah, there is a lot of variety in this faction, which makes sense if they're foraging for their
Yeah, they're
tech.
scavenging from all over the planet. You know, they could be drawing their forces together.
And it's
from,
got rocket pods on the side.
Yeah, I think those are grenade launchers or something.
Well, they're in the wrong place.
Again,
they're not going to be able to see anything except flame.
the rand, why? But no, I think they've done a really great job with this faction. I can't wait till it comes out, and I'm sure whenever it does hit, we'll probably get Dave across at some point and have him chatting about it.
And painting it's going to be interesting.
Yes,
right?
that's true.
The other factions are all kind of very clean.
Clean and sleek.
This is your chance to go rusty.
Yeah,
muddy,
let's get down and
weathered.
dirty in Dropzone Commander.
Yeah.
I don't
This
think...
panel should be a different color to that panel
Because it's bolted on.
because they've lifted it off something else.
Yeah, I've taken my old car to the chop shop. There's a hole in the body here. That bit of metal will do.
And from a terrain point of view, this is my time to build a big, almost Orky-esque sort of fortress thing. So I could
So,
take,
human survivalist camp.
a building, and they've just they've surrounded say the bottom floor and big metal plating
Yeah, just
to reinforce
all
it.
the random bits and bobs you get to make a barricade.
Say they've got a balcony, armor plate that, so there's like guns and stuff coming out of it and that.
Yeah.
They've basically taken a building and turned it into their command
Yeah,
this center.
This is your chance to go Fallout 3 on this.
Yeah, Fallout 3.
I have to admit, I look at them, I think more along the lines of the Metro series, where humanity is now living in the underground railway systems. And
Oh,
everything.
yes. I actually picked that up recently.
But I think that will be more what these guys are like. So you could imagine sections of the underground, underground subway stations with guard posts around them.
Yeah.
So
I'm going deeper underground.
Suddenly this became the musical episode. I wasn't informed, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so, I mean,
yeah, exciting.
Yeah, exciting. Right, next up.
excitement is the word.
Yep, I think let's ramble on. Sam, Infamy. You've been wanting to chat to us all day about this and we haven't been letting you.
Go on, Sam.
I love these miniatures.
Bend our ears.
Yeah. Infamy, Welcome to the Big Smoke, is a new steampunk skirmish game that has just gone up on Kickstarter recently.
Okay.
And this game, the miniatures are so beautiful. We got to see a couple of them at Salute. I believe you picked
I
one
picked up Tallulah Bell. She is incredibly beautiful. Oh my god.
Yeah. The whole background...
Wait, stop. That was incredibly creepy.
That was the point. I should be a voice actor. Hello.
Go.
I can't. Too scared.
Oh, hello, Sam. How are you?
Oh, that's even creepier.
Yeah,
Talk,
yeah.
for the love of God, talk.
Quick, Jenny, play me out.
Talk, Sam.
Can I talk now?
Go ahead.
You made me lose my track. Yeah, the background of this is that Mycroft Holmes, the brother of Sherlock Holmes, came up with a new cogitation machine, essentially a computer before the age of computers, a hyper-intelligent one, which has opened up the possibility of all this technology. And the underground gangs of London have used it and are now fighting.
Is this why it's called Big City Smoke? Because it's based in London?
Welcome to the Big Smoke. Yeah, it's based in London. Leading each of the gangs, you have the kingpins,
Yes.
Right.
who lead each gang, each criminal gang as well. So Sherlock Holmes is now a criminal mastermind in this world, which is brilliant.
What?
Dr. Watson is...
Yeah, that's only just sunk in. Sherlock Holmes is a criminal.
Yeah. It's a very
Right.
dark and twisted world.
Where's his brother?
Mycroft was the guy who created the computer.
Is
I don't
Mycroft
know
a
what-
good guy now? Because anytime I've seen Mycroft before, he's been a bit of a...
No, I don't think good or bad really comes into it.
Well, Mycroft Holmes is amoral. Simple as that.
Well, there's a lot of most of the characters are based on famous Victorian fictional characters like Sherlock Holmes. You've got
Queen Victoria.
she wasn't a fictional character, Laura.
Oh,
Okay, are we gonna do the 2D TV? This is fantasy, reality. Fantasy, reality.
Okay.
Well, I can't have a steampunk Queen Victoria
Probably.
I'm sure
I
you
don't
can.
know.
There's already one on Empire of the Dead.
flying around in her like
What, a little queen blimp?
No, I was gonna say like her throne,
Well, there is something like that that's already been released.
stabbing people with her crown jewels.
There's something like that that's already appeared. One of Tallulah Bell's faction called Gunnery, who's riding around in essentially a Chitty Chitty Bang Bang inspired
I actually
wheelchair.
seen-
Get away, chitty chitty bang bang style stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like,
Looks pretty
Tallulah Bell has steampunk wings on her back, mechanical wings that let her fly.
Yeah.
And then Peter Pan has a jetpack.
Wait, stop, Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let me raise the eyebrow, Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
I'm not sure about
Peter Pan.
having Peter Pan.
Peter Pan is her sidekick.
Is there a Tinkerbell then?
That's
That's
Tallulah
Tallulah Bell.
Oh, Tinkerbell, Tallulah Bell.
You've also got the characters from The Wind in the Willows, in a sense. You've got a mob boss called the Toad. He's a big fat guy with a steampunk harness who rules the Dockland.
That sounds more like what was it? Danger Mouse to me. Because in The Wind of the Willows was Toad not a pretty thin guy who used to...
No.
Yeah, he was.
Mr. Toad was a toad.
Mr. Toad was quite thin and he drove around in a really fast car making a nuisance of himself.
That's true.
No,
He wasn't big and
was,
fat.
He was a rich toad who went from boats to cars to planes to anything to keep them amused.
I have seen the animated cartoon type thing. I say cartoon. It's like
There's a few different versions.
what is it? Claymation? I don't know.
Yeah, well, this
he wasn't
Toad is
fat.
a big fat guy.
Then I think it's more like the Toad from Danger Mouse.
Fair enough.
Is it a Toad in Danger Mouse?
But
I don't know, I
Sam,
never
you were
watched
saying
it.
it's all Edwardian
No,
novels.
Victorian.
Victorian novels they're from.
There's also a brilliant take on Dracula, Alucard.
Wait a minute. Did they have a Frankenstein then?
Not to my knowledge.
Is that
actually.
Victorian?
Yes.
Possibly.
Yes, I studied it. I love that book.
Like, the whole Alucard thing always bugs me
Why?
because it's just Dracula backwards.
Yeah, but that's from the book. That's his pseudonym in the book.
Okay.
What, he spits blood at you?
No, it's the name backwards, not a backwards vampire. There's actually an anime
This-
about that.
That's disgusting.
How creepy would that be?
This version of Alucard goes around with a hypodermic syringe
Why?
to drain your blood.
Has he no teeth?
He's not a vampire.
I can't think of any...
He's not a vampire.
Well,
So
what's he
he-
take your blood for then?
I don't know.
Probably
I
to
don't
do
know his
experiments.
backstory.
Don't talk about him if you don't know why.
All I know is he looks awesome.
Well, the simple way to put this is the minis for this Kickstarter look amazing. People need to go and check it out right now.
they really do. I
Simple as
love
that.
this Kickstarter.
Yep.
Yeah.
You've pledged.
Yes, I have. I've pledged to get Nikola Tesla, the Kickstarter exclusive mini.
I do have a complaint about Kickstarter in general. There have been a few I've wanted to go in for recently, but I don't have a credit card. Why can't I just PayPal it? Kickstarter, seriously, get PayPal.
No, that's more your problem.
Yeah, that's your problem.
Fine.
Is this space getting a little bit full though? I mean, we've got Volsung.
Yep.
Now we have this,
Yep.
Infamy.
Yeah, Empire of the Dead is another.
Empire of the Dead.
Yep. You've got War Machine. It's steampunk.
Yeah, I would actually say that.
I guess it doesn't get too full if you just collect it all and mishmash it together.
Yeah, there's one model in this which I thought was be perfect for Wild West Exodus. The
Oh, yeah.
the defense bot. You've seen that.
The guy with loads of six-shooters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a robot with 6 arms, with guns all over the place, and a cowboy hat, and a big
Yeah,
duster.
Now, I was thinking he may not be quite the right scale. But then I justified it in my mind. I said, if he's too small, I'm just going to say he just built a smaller version of the little gunfighter. He's like, I'm going to get you, because he's not, because he has no human parts to him. He's just,
You know, a robot can be any skill you want.
Yeah,
because it's a construct. It doesn't have to fit perfectly.
Yeah. This guy is back. I think he was brought over by the March family, who are the characters from the book Little Women, I think, who are reimagined as American gunslingers for
This
this.
sounds like mild insanity.
You've lost me. I just went whoosh at the Little Women part.
All right, well, shall we move on? Because even though this does sound cool, there's something cooler we have to talk about later in the show.
Okay, well then let's take a break and then we'll be back.
Okay.
Right, we is back.
Yes, we are.
Movie talk time!
Movie time! Right.
Movie talk. the
We've all
dawn of
been
the
to see
return.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes now. What do we think?
Dawn of the first day of the planet of the cities of the monkeys
Of
is...
the bride.
Shut up! There's monkeys!
There's no monkeys.
They're apes.
They're all apes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hence the term Planet of the Apes.
All right, whatever.
Which is why I look totally out of the place in the cinema, sitting there going, monkey magic, do, do, do. Monkey magic, do, do, do.
All right, anyway.
Born on an egg on a mountain.
I love the
top.
movie. I thought it could be a little better. My biggest gripe, the start of the movie, it instantly goes to them having built a city. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more at the start of them actually building their society instead of just going, here it is.
Absolutely
it's
not.
10 years on.
Absolutely not.
No.
That would be like watching paint dry. A load of apes building mud huts.
I would have
with
liked
you
to
there.
How
Really?
long would we either do it right?
Even just a
in
quick
which-
sequence of it.
Well, what would be the point of the quick sequence of
To
it?
show the progression.
You don't need to.
We saw the progression in the last
Fine,
film. We
fine.
saw them
It's
develop the
Fine, you're
intelligence.
saying I'm
It's
wrong.
10 years on.
Yeah.
Fine,
It's-
fine.
Is it
It
10
is
years?
10
Yeah.
years.
Okay, fine.
I loved it, and I thought the
Wait.
pacing of the film was great.
Justin has more to say. Let's find out.
Okay.
No, other than that, I hate Koba. Hate it. Hate that character.
Okay.
I get the reason why he's there, I just don't like the character.
I love him. He's great.
What's wrong with him?
It's the whole betrayal thing.
That I think
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers alerts. I want to talk about it without spoiling it for people.
Okay, then I can't say why I hate Koba. Right, well, on you go then, because you're wanting to talk about it without spoilers, so I don't want to keep talking and maybe give away more spoilers.
Right.
Visually, beautiful.
I thought I was going to talk about it.
I love to troll.
Nothing left to
Off
say.
you go, off you go.
Yes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Really good. Worth its 91% thing on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yep.
I would say, I'm talking now, Sam. I is talking. I would say yes, definitely go and see it. What do you want to say to me, Sam?
I was just going to say, I loved it. I found it rather predictable, but then I was going to a Planet of the Apes movie. I wasn't expecting the humans to win at the end.
Stop giving away plot lines.
It's a Planet of the Apes movie.
Yeah. It's a great movie, and it manages to do the blockbuster action as well as being somewhat thought-provoking as to the nature of what is human and our behaviour in adverse situations.
Well, it's nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
Are you born good simply because you are of a specific species?
I'm curious to see what they can do with the series now.
Right. Here's where I stand on it. Can I talk now? Are you just going to let me? Can I do it?
Yes. Go.
Yes.
Well, I thought.
Now, I think...
Great movie.
Yeah.
Visually stunning. You're sitting there, you totally accept that there's apes. I think movies have got to the point now where it's not even worth talking about visually, unless it's crap.
Yeah,
Because-
unless it's a B movie. And
because-
even the B movies are catching up.
Exactly. Nearly every movie I've gone to see, the visuals just
They work.
they work.
Yep.
You fully accept what you're watching. You don't really need to talk about it anymore.
I don't know, I saw the Tarzan movie.
Well, yeah, well, that would be.
But
a
if that
movie.
was a CAC movie.
Exactly. Right. Now, I have a gripe. Now, when I go to the cinema, I want the full cinema experience.
Right.
What am I getting at? It's in 16:9. It's not in the full widescreen cinema mode.
I don't really mind that.
It bugs the heck out of me. If I'm going to the cinema, I want the big screen. I don't want the 16:9 in the middle of the screen with where I can see the edge of the projectors through here and there, and I'm looking at the rest of the widescreen. I'm thinking it's not.
What am I missing here? What's in those spaces?
Yes, the last movie that did that to me was Hellboy 2.
Right.
It was in 16:9. There's probably some more others, but these are the two that stick out in front of me.
Are you sure it wasn't just the projector guy just didn't know what he was up to?
No,
Kept it at 16:9?
no,
I have to admit, I
okay.
hadn't noticed that when we were watching it.
no. It was definitely made at 16:9. It matches your widescreen at home,
Okay.
not the cinema's full widescreen experience.
Fair enough.
Now, when I go to the cinema, I want that all-encompassing, fill my visual zone experience.
Fair enough.
Personally, I'm happy if I go to the cinema, get to watch a good film, and get some pick and mix. That's me happy.
I'm just happy if I don't have to pay full price, which is why I always go on a Tuesday.
Okay, we've got our priorities.
Yeah. Although I actually took Nat to see it as well.
Am I ever going to get to talk about this movie?
You've been talking about it.
You keep interrupting me. Let me talk about the
That's
movie.
because it's called a conversation. We get a chance to talk too.
Let me talk about the movie.
All right, talk. What else do you
Okay.
have to say?
You've put me on the spot.
Gotcha. No.
Character-wise, it's great. It's set 10 years later.
Yep.
They don't need to justify the civilization they've built. That's great. It opens up, it tells you what's happened to humanity over the last 10 years, which really sets the scene. I'm not going to tell you, but it really does set the scene. It it really builds up the struggle for existence, both on, well, the monkeys or the apes aren't struggling. They're really adapted to the environment.
they're just
humanity's really struggling at this point.
the apes are on the rise, humanity's on the decline.
Yeah, there's Caesar has a lesson to learn in this movie.
Yes.
Yes.
In the last movie, he was all about, well, I guess rebelling, I suppose.
Well, the last movie, it was him seeing his growth and then seeing the portrayal of humanity
yeah,
and then meeting up with other apes who had been mistreated by humans,
yeah.
which actually led him to believe he had to separate from humanity.
And in this, he's learning some valuable lessons. He does have a family.
Yes, he does.
We talked about that last week,
2 kids and a missus.
which is great.
Yeah, they're actually very well characterized.
And I thought it was quite clever the way they did the start of the movie, where his son gets clawed by the bear to actually differentiate him very simply from all the other apes. So you can quickly recognize
that's a good
him.
point. That's a visual point. That is one of the things I struggle with, was recognizing some of the characters. And that's a good point, that they visually distinguished him to help.
Yes, they actually helped draw him out of the crowd.
They did make all the main apes visually.
Well, Koba has his scars.
Yeah,
Caesar, his face is slightly different. It's more human-esque.
Yeah,
Let's be
it
honest.
is. Yeah,
His son is Claude. His missus has long hair.
yeah.
The baby's the baby. I think it's the only one we see.
and then there's the orangutan Maurice,
Maurice-
who's the
Maurice.
only named orangutan.
Is the only orangutan with a... It's the only one I think has a sort of human name aside from Caesar. You know, because the rest are Kobo, Rocket, Ash.
I think what you're getting at, though, is they've characterized all these apes really well.
Yeah.
Yes.
They feel like proper.
They feel sentient.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't feel like I'm looking at an
It's
animal.
not a complete failure like the Autobots and Transformers.
Again, stop with the Transformers.
They feel like proper. They
feel like
proper
real
intelligent
Yes.
beings.
I am looking at a
We're
person.
living-
I'm not looking at an animal.
Yeah, in the world.
Yeah.
And last week I was talking about, I thought the movie may end up being over the top. It's not, in my opinion.
No.
Some of the fight scenes and stuff are really epic.
Although
But they've managed to do it in a fashion where I sat there and go, yeah, why not?
Yeah, although the one you mentioned where
Well, that's what I'm
the
gonna get
ape
to.
was playing dumb with the 2 guards.
Yeah.
That creeped me the hell
It
out
is
when
creepy,
I saw
that,
it.
isn't
it?
Oh, so creepy.
It
And
worked so well in the
And
movie.
you were wrong last week. It wasn't a motorbike, it was a horse.
It was a horse.
Yep.
But last week I've seen that and I thought, oh no, this movie's going to be over the top.
Aye.
This week when I went to go
Bang
and
on.
see it, perfect, fitted perfectly. I thought, oh, now I see that scene in context of where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
This is Koba
Yeah.
on a horse, dual wielding, and I thought, stupid,
Yeah.
until I seen the movie and I thought, I completely understand what's happened in this scene. It's pure rage that he's just raging on these
Yes,
humans.
it's the complete hatred for humanity having experimented on him and, you know, took his eye, left scars all over him, you know,
Yeah.
actually hurt him.
And
So-
he's rallying people or
Yes,
apes
well,
at the time.
we're
I'm not going to go into
we're actually
details.
getting into spoiler
Just that he's
territory.
rallying apes at the time.
Yeah, right. Well, what I would like to say is I brought my Nat along with me.
Yes.
She calls herself a geek, but she had never, ever seen a Planet of the Apes movie.
What? Not even the one before this.
None of them. Not even the really old ones, the bad remake, the good remake, or this one. This was her first drop into the world.
Yeah.
And after the movie, she said, loved it, understood exactly what was happening. You know,
Even without seeing the first.
even without seeing the first one, she could tell exactly what was happening. Like, fine, I had to tell her, well, here's what happened. Humanity has created super intelligent apes, and they've escaped and broke away from humanity. Once she knew that, ran away without a problem. She really enjoyed it.
Who'd you take?
I was there with my girlfriend Tina as well.
Did she enjoy it?
She loved it, but she's a big Planet of the Apes fan as well.
And I took my other half. I took Anna.
Anna?
And she loved it too. She loved the first one, which surprised me. But she really liked it. She was constantly asking, "Oh, when's the new
when's
Planet of the
the
Apes?
next-
Yeah,
When's that
you
out?"
said this last time.
And then we went to see it, and she's like, "Yep, I totally enjoyed it."
Yep.
And that's the great thing about this movie, is that both
Anyone can see it and enjoy it.
both genders are going to enjoy this movie.
It's not even both genders. It's just anyone that goes to see it.
But
will
when I
enjoy
was
it.
there, it looked like a bromance dating thing, right? Because I took Anna,
Uh-huh.
and practically everyone else was like two fellas, three fellas. But it's not like it's a movie that's going to appeal to both genders equally. It's really good.
Yeah, it
it's
doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, you will
really
enjoy
good.
this movie.
Let's move on. I
All
think
right.
we've done.
So,
Yeah, we've done gushing.
thumbs up.
I didn't know we were Roger Ebert.
more movie news.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
30th.
Yes.
I am well excited about this.
I really hope it comes to the Korean cinema.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I hope.
On Labor Day weekend over in the States,
Yep.
Ghostbusters is going to be re-released for a week
Yep.
in cinemas in 4K, all remastered. Oh,
Whoa, something's coming.
That is going to be amazing.
if I had a chocolate bar, I'd give it to you and I'd be like, here, you've earned it.
Yeah.
It is going to be amazing. The unfortunate thing is it's only going to be one day released in the UK.
Yep.
Really?
I've made a notice of it here.
28th October.
Yeah, 28th
So-
of October.
Get
Well,
your
at
tickets
least-
early or lose out.
At least it is getting released over here, because we were worrying about that when we
Yes,
first heard of
but
it.
over here, we might have to travel from here to Belfast to go see it.
That's true. Worth it.
Honestly, I am going to go to Korean cinema and ask, will you have this in? Will it be there?
Well, following on from this, it'll be released on Blu-ray and stuff again.
Yeah.
So
In
remastered.
4K?
I don't know.
Or will it be 1080p?
It'll be 1080p. I don't know if you get a 4K. You don't get a 4K Blu-ray.
Do you not?
There's
All
no
right.
there's no way of buying a 4K movie except streaming it at the moment,
Got it.
because the medium isn't large enough to actually store all the data. We need a bigger disc. We need a bigger boat for that.
Ah, I see.
Well, I'm
I see
not-
what you did there.
Even if it is released, I won't be buying. I've already got both the movies, so I don't need it again in a shinier version.
But 1080p, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be
still
able to
enjoy the
see
movie.
David Aykroyd's nose hair.
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd, sorry.
David Aykroyd.
David
I
Aykroyd.
misspoke. Shut up.
I think it already is out on DVD or on Blu-ray and 1080p
It is,
anyway.
probably.
But this will be the remastered version.
Yeah.
Right. Also coming up, movie-wise,
Yep.
there's a video hit the net this week. Was it this week or was it last?
I think it was last week. But
Anyway.
it is worth talking about because it is very cool.
It's got the director of the new Star Wars movie standing in front of
J.J. Abrams.
an X-Wing.
Yes, but not an X-Wing that we've seen before. This it confused people online for a while because they were just going, what is
I
that?
don't know what the confusion is. It looks like an X-Wing. It looks different
Yeah.
from an X-Wing slightly, but essentially it is an X-Wing.
Yeah.
There's no confusion there.
Well, I saw comments. People looked a little confused at it.
But what is good is it gives us all a visual reference of stuff that we could be looking forward to coming out for X-Wing the miniatures game.
Yes.
Yep. Yep. I'm sure the guys at Fantasy Flight are just sitting there gleefully rubbing their hands going, oh, next 7 minutes, boys.
They're going, hey, yeah, Abrams, knock it out of the park so we can make some cool
One thing I'm surprised about for the actual advert,
What?
no lens flares.
But it wasn't an advert. It was just him standing there on
It was
set.
It was
Yeah,
a
but
talk
it's
about.
J.J. Abrams and there's no lens flares.
He was talking about a charity that they're
yeah.
working for. I have to say, I do love the fact that the internet seemed to completely bypass the charity angle and went X-Wing.
X-Wing, yeah.
Well, I'm sure once they went back and listened to it and went, wait, I can be in a Star Wars movie? Ah!
What? You can be in the Star Wars movie and see it first, isn't that it?
I think that's what it is, if I remember correctly.
Well, it was. It's probably. I think we've gone past the.
I don't
submission
think
dates
I'd
now.
like to see the Star Wars movie before other people.
Really?
Who would you talk to about it?
The 20
That's
people
true.
you can bring with you?
Oh, you can bring 20.
Yeah, you
I
can bring
always-
20 of your closest friends and family.
I obviously need to watch
Well, that's
this
not
again.
you guys then.
Who would you take?
I would say I would pick 10 of my friends, and the other 10 tickets I would probably give away.
Right, but who would you take?
Entire Beast of War crew, obviously. That's you, Warren, Lloyd, John.
I am Lloyd.
Brain no work, too hot. Brain overheat, leave alone. I don't know. I would just take everybody I could think of. I don't even know if I could fill all 20 slots.
I can't think of
That
20
says a
people
lot
I'd
about
take.
your social life.
I live on the internet.
Yeah.
Problem?
I'd take you.
Yeah.
I'd take you.
Yeah,
I'd make you sit in front of me because you're short enough to see over.
Yeah.
I'd make you sit behind me because it'd be glowing off your bald head.
Right. So you would strategically place everybody in the cinema to give you yourself the best viewing experience. Justin, I want you one seat over. There's just a tiny little bit of glare.
If I take John, I'm going to put him right at the back of the cinema where I can't hear him talking about, that's not a tank. Shut up, John. Star Wars.
I love the idea though that in a J.J. Abrams movie that he's stylistically known for lens flare, so there'll be lens flare off of Justin.
Yeah, so the lens flare will come out from the screen, hit me, and go across to Lloyd. Justin, move across one.
Yeah, so I guess.
I think it could be fun. Now, there's actually one thing I forgot to mention for Planet of the Apes.
Oh, we're going back to Planet of the Apes.
We are, because there's one thing I forgot to mention.
What?
Now, there's a game on Steam called Plague Inc., right?
Yes.
You take control of a virus, which you're trying to infect and kill the entire world.
Okay.
They have teamed up with 20th Century Fox.
Wait a
and
minute,
done-
you're trying to kill the world?
Yes, you're
That's
trying
your
to kill...
objective.
That's your objective. You must evolve your virus and kill the world.
That's
Okay.
rather like the expansion to Pandemic.
Yes, well,
It's kind of gloomy.
yeah, but what they've done is they've done the simian flu scenario.
Yes.
So you can actually play the apes taking over the world in this game, which I think was kind of cool.
That does sound cool.
So
It
you
is kind of cool.
you have two options for evolving it. You can either make humans really smart, so they want to get it to increase their brain function,
Yeah.
or you can have the apes rise, start making colonies, and have them go out and destroy labs where they're trying to cure the disease. So very fun game, very worth a check out.
Well, when you're talking about games and things,
Yep,
I'm going to ask the question.
yep.
Planet of the Apes is a miniatures game?
Could be done. And I think we saw a fan-made version at Salute one year.
I'm not
I
convinced.
could see that actually.
It could be done for like one themed game.
I would say
Yeah.
possibly...
I don't think it's something you're going to collect and play over and over again. Two factions,
I would
that's all
say
you've got.
Scenario board game.
One of the factions, I guess, can use human tech, but essentially they don't have their own tech.
Yeah, yeah.
They've got horses and things. I just can't see it working.
Yeah, but if you go back to the original movies, then you've got people like the radiated humans with their psychic powers and everything.
And worshipping a nuclear warhead.
I
Yeah, that was a
suppose.
weird
I suppose
movie.
from that point of view. I mean, the apes break down into we have gorillas, we have orangutans, we have chimpanzees. So
yeah.
I mean, you could group them up and give them the special skills and
Yeah,
stuff. But
I would say it would work better as a story-driven board game,
yeah, okay, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that
agree with
could
you on
work.
that.
where you would have scenario after scenario.
It falls into these sort of you get these movies and you get computer games and stuff. They have basically one faction fights another faction,
Yeah.
and without a third or a fourth faction, it just doesn't
the
ever
intermix
quite
doesn't
work.
quite work. Yeah.
That's why Halo, for example, I've never really seen it take off on the tabletop. There's only really two factions, because who in the heck wants to play the Flood?
The Flood?
The Flood.
Don't know it.
Yeah,
Flood.
don't play Halo.
Oh, goodness.
My experience of Halo is red versus blue, okay?
I am a PlayStation player. Well, technically, I'm
The Flood-
now I'm one of the PC gaming master race.
The Flood was basically a virus that changed people into big, gloopy zombie things.
Okay. Okay.
But I didn't really like the Flood. I thought, well, we should just stick to the Covenant.
Right. Well, if there was going to be a Planet of the Apes game, who would you hand the license to? Now, I have my pick already. I would say pass it to Gale Force 9 for a board game. Would be my choice.
Yeah, that would work. They've shown they're able to do tie-in board games well in the past.
Yep. And we're currently waiting on one from them.
Oh, yeah?
Lloyd,
I
any
guess.
ideas?
I don't know. Because it's got apes and stuff in it. I mean, there's Dust Studio. They've done apes.
That's
Dust
true,
could
yes.
do it.
And the
Yep.
guy, and before that, they had done AT-43 and they had a lot of apes and stuff in that.
True, they had their simian faction.
But they were futuristic sort of apes. I guess you could shift the timeline.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
You could shift the timeline that the apes have had time to invent more things, and humanity's maybe had time to establish itself a bit more, and then you could have more interesting units than basically men with tanks versus
Apes with horses.
With horses.
The question there becomes is, are you taking too much of a leap for the abstraction of the game to actually reconnect with the original franchise?
Probably.
Anyway,
Anyway, on that, I think we'll wrap the show.
yep.
please join us tomorrow for the XLBS. That's like it's like a whole new version of this show.
It is another version of this show. It's on beastsofwar.com's Backstage. So if you want to come along and watch, you will have to join up to Backstage.
Yeah.
But it's well worth it.
We're going to be talking about things like, let me look up the notes. Oh, we're going to be talking about what we've done hobby-wise this week.
Yep.
You've done some interesting things, Justin. You were stripping. Da-na-da-ch, Oh, have we misunderstood that? Just a little bit. We're going to talk about Warhammer Fest.
Yes.
That's interesting.
That's
new
one
games
that
day.
kind of is turning my head slightly, but we'll get onto that whenever we're in there.
Yep, we're going to talk about miniature breakage. We're going to miniature breakage discuss.
Yeah. What do you do when it breaks? How often do they break? And which minis are you surprised that never break?
So please join us tomorrow for XLBS, and we hope you have a great weekend.